What are you doing?
I'm
Dance, bro.
I'm OD, you know me.
Knicks, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, episode 7 in this motherfucker.
In this motherfucker.
Slap.
You know what I'm saying?
We back.
Black couch is gone.
We back.
Feel me?
In a different city.
Different city.
You know, we looking cleaner.
Clean boys. Hey, what happened?
I'm so
what's
happy.
going on? Like, why'd you cut your hair?
Hey man. I'm
What's
going
in
through a
his
new
hair?
phase, so I had to cut my hair, you feel me? So
Nigga, fuck
I'm going
that
for
shit.
that for real shit.
Yeah, and I feel like I'm peace out of our hole. What I am.
So my dad bought a clipper, man. So I was bored and I was like, you know what? I can probably cut my own hair. I wanted to do my brush, but like I saw one work. I was like, you know what? Chapa chicha. And I'm gonna be really perfect about it. There's those little spots.
So you cut your hair?
Cut your own hair.
Nah, I can
My dad cut my hair.
I can open like
Chapile rasquero.
Yeah, he was holding
Can I chapile
scissors.
feet?
Nah, he was holding scissors. He was holding scissors. Like,
He was the happiest
watch your time
man.
like I go James, he was saloning da.
Oh, better the free.
Oh, better the free.
Well, you walk up, bro.
What the two-step?
Yeah, that shit
thank
looks
you, bro.
good. Now
That
you
looks
look like a
really
real
dope,
kid.
man.
Before you used to look like.
Thank you, bro.
Coming back. We're probably like a week late. We're
Yeah.
back. A lot of shit happened. Everybody's life just taking like. You know how when the year starts, you have all these plans, and then it hits February, and it's like, shit, it's February.
Yeah, the year goes by so fast.
The first quarter of the year is almost gone.
Like it's already March. I mean, you're getting in. Like, yo, man, it's about to be June. You feel me?
Next thing you wake up, it's Easter weekend, and then first week of September.
I'm looking forward to winter. Yo.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
that's
That's
where we
it. Winter with the
explore
fits.
with the fabrics, bro.
I'm gonna be
Fabrics,
like
winter with the
hibernating.
fabrics.
I probably want to disappear, but because now we have a podcast, it's like
Can't disappear.
probably I'm just gonna like be here once every 2 weeks. I don't know.
My favorite thing about like winter and June is like music and clothes. Like the feel. Like I don't watch it, so I feel it's too hard.
Ooh, I'm excited about like fashion week also. I saw a couple of.
Are we
models.
doing it this year?
It's
Should we
a
do it?
fashion week.
Yeah,
Like we've been saying we're gonna do fashion week,
I wanna go so badly.
The
Insane.
Mercedes one. I
Yeah.
feel like that's the best one. Man.
That's the only one you can go to. It's
That's
not
all
like
you
you
can
can
go
go
to.
to
So
Paris
many-
fashion week.
We can.
Yeah.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
I went to like what's these people that get flights for you? These agencies are they
Yeah.
called agencies?
Yeah, they're
Flight
agencies.
what? Sure. Yeah, and I saw a flight to Barcelona is 7.5.
Legit.
And that's
one way.
It's actually cheap.
That's fucking cheap. What is
It's
it?
in Mango. It's not like those cheap airlines.
Nah. I
It's
think
legit
somewhere-
SA
Mango
Air
come
Link.
fly
Is it Air
international.
Link?
But
Something.
Boiling.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think every plane has
First class.
first class.
Yeah.
Because you choose it's either economy,
I've never
business.
been in
Yeah.
first class. so
I've never been in first class.
I wouldn't
Economy
know. I
boys,
think-
poor boys, economy boys.
Still bus boy, you know, I don't mind taking
So like, do they still serve you the same things and like?
Nope.
They don't serve you the same
Nope.
things.
get peanuts.
You get peanuts and that's it. No like juice or something.
Wait, economy.
Apple ties,
You do get like the choice to have a meal.
Okay.
Like a drink, but that's it. Unlike first class, there's alcohol, there's you can
There's like a couch. There's
You know
like
what I'm
those
saying?
couches where
So
you can
yeah,
rest.
obviously in
Okay.
the economy you can't get that shit. Like, you broke motherfucker. What's up,
Okay.
man?
It's water.
Man,
Yeah,
you broke motherfucker.
but it's bad. Yeah, coming straight from what was it? You said the Oscars.
Yeah.
The Trevor Noah thing.
Trevor Noah.
The
That's
inside
like
thing.
my favorite person in the world right now
Yeah.
because of how real that nigga is.
You see white people.
You know
confused.
how they say when white people start hating you doing the right thing, especially
Yeah.
when you have like a platform, like a big platform, like an international platform. Like, what is it show? Daily Show.
Leadership, yeah.
Yeah, I heard his interview where he's like he's shooting a movie for his book, Born to Cry,
Yeah, Born to
and Lupita Nyong'o.
Lupita Nyong'o.
Lupita. Yeah, she's like the
She's gonna play his mother.
Yeah, she's gonna play his mother. So I'm looking forward to that, like seeing that type of movie. And if it's like gonna be like a box office, like imagine if Trevor Noah has like a big film, like I mean a legit Oscar nominated shit.
That would be dope.
That would be very dope.
I don't think it'll reach that point. Not yet. I don't know. Maybe this one might surprise us, but because now.
Talking about like, did you see that actor from Matwete, the movie by Gisel Dieg and Black Coffee?
Yeah, man, he's so resting.
That's very unfortunate.
Just for a phone, man. Like,
I think
South Africa's unsafe.
it goes back to proving people right when they say the minute you find success, move out the hood.
Sure.
But it wasn't just
He
about...
came from like Emina. He came from you know how they view the film before they actually like when I saw a review that whole film and then on his way out that SK.
Yeah, apparently he went to all the premieres.
Yeah,
that's
the
what he was
premieres,
doing. So like,
sure.
meet the fans and whatever. And then it just became unfortunate.
No, it's sad. Like,
It's very sad.
there's an outcry for crime in our country, and it's been there for years, bro. But nothing.
We're still
is
number
really
one,
changing.
man. In terms of like crime rates.
Not
We're still
really.
number one.
This country's gonna really bad.
Countries are really
But it's
bad,
just like
but,
Ronano, because like we're going into like a new age and a new time. So we're getting exposed to these things more, and it's more our responsibility than anything. So now it's like really like it's an epidemic. It's becoming an epidemic because like a lot of people are dying, but the justice system is still failing us.
it's like it's becoming a norm, bro.
Yeah.
Like nothing ever surprises us.
And can't like something like that can't get too normal. And I know a friend of mine, King got stabbed 5 times. Was it 5 times? 6 times.
Wow.
It was
Damn. Shit.
Oh, I see.
I
Okay.
see. Damn, bro.
stabbed.
Some hectic shit, bro.
That's
What
how
happened? What happened? Was it
You have
like
to take your laptop, bro.
Yeah, plus many tattoo machines and shit.
Damn.
So you were like a tattoo artist, bro?
I still am.
Oh, that's fire.
Hey, that's King. King.
Understand? So,
Production
like,
man.
that's how
You know what I'm saying?
unsafe that shit is, man. It wasn't the case. That's like why is there like a police system, but like
There isn't really justice.
We already know nothing is gonna be
Nothing's
done
gonna-
about it.
We
So
don't
like,
even feel like reporting shit to the police no more.
it's pretty.
It's
Especially like mugs.
It's like, fuck
Like,
the popo.
they take a
man.
lot of shit as petty, besides like your murders and sometimes fraud. I don't know if
fraud is serious.
That was some serious shit, bro.
Just that,
when there's fraud inside.
just that, like a lot of people get away with it, and it depends. Like there's like an extent. Like card scam is also fraud. You
That's the
feel me?
epidemic of
Yo,
us,
yeah, that's like fraud.
Yeah.
That's not like
False
legit.
money.
Yeah, that's like false money. So.
False
and
money
ultimately, there's a lot of card scammers.
But then do they get arrested?
Nah, they have
Exactly.
connections.
That's why
Obviously, they like this,
that's why I'm
yeah,
like there's
yeah.
fraud inside the police system, so there'll
Yeah.
never be justice. I'm talking about situations where there is justice. Some murders, if they make it like into the media somehow,
That's when
some
justice is.
things. That's why some things now people are crying out to like maybe implicate certain abuses on social media.
And imagine
So,
like this
so
actor,
what you're
right?
saying is
on-
justice in South Africa depends on your status within the public. That's what you're trying to say.
Yeah, to a point. In terms of like media wise.
Yeah.
Yeah, media wise.
The more the media is on it,
The more-
even like
more,
on
yeah.
social media when it's trending.
even like politicians are gonna get involved.
people
Like,
tweet.
everybody wants to be. You see, you feel me? Like
So-
everyone, we helping out here.
It's also like in a way, like what happened now during this abuse case
Sure.
that's going on. Because it was a famous person, now people will only wake up and be like, yo, abuse is a real thing. Whereas previously,
like that.
This shit happens every day.
every
man.
day, you know, so it took a star for people to basically realize it. Yo,
Focus on
these
it,
things
yeah.
happen, you know.
I-
So it's a pretty sensitive issue, actually, the abuse thing.
So like there's like a point I'm trying to, you know, the actor that was on Matwete that passed away, yeah? That guy got that role off of Open the Industry.
For real.
Like Diamond, yeah, the hashtag, like Black Coffee was like, this guy got this job on a program they trying to do, open up the industry.
Oh, so actually, there
So
actually
this
is
guy-
something being done.
There is something they're doing. So this guy was like just beginning his career, and now he
gone.
got stabbed over a fucking phone, bro.
Like I don't know what needs to change, man. Like it's tricky, dog.
It's tricky.
There's a DJ who tweeted probably the only solution is like if our national party could like reinvent the ministers, man. Everybody's either over 55 or 60 that are in government.
There's a bit like if you are young, you're like 40 years.
And those people are like still in that mindset. I'm sorry to say this, but like, you know how like it becomes weird when we are more unlocked to certain things in the world than they are. But they take it as disrespect. So you have to also consider that because you can't really back chat or say something or try to correct or tell an elderly person
they're wrong.
So you feel like the youth would do a better job in,
I don't know,
like government
thing
than
is,
these
you wouldn't
people?
know until it happens.
Sure.
If it could happen at least. That's why it's scary when you think about what Julius Malema could do if he were to take over the country. But as much as it's like scary, it's also exciting because like
somebody's gonna take risks.
Yeah, like we've seen the world from their perspective and in our perspective, so to say.
A guy who doesn't conform to shit.
Yeah, so it's like I'm not a political person, but like it's interesting just watching it unfold. You know, if you are like really into like your country, man, the 8th of May is National Voting Day or whatever it is.
Honestly, I advise people to vote because if you're gonna always complain about like what the government
your vote
did,
can make a
didn't
change.
vote.
Make a change.
So
I only realized afterwards, like shit, I should have actually registered. Did you register to vote?
I did.
You registered?
It's the first time I'm voting, bro.
Yeah, I thought about it afterwards. Like,
I'm
vote
old
would actually
now.
be very important.
I was supposed to like do that from 4 years ago. That's it. I want to be comfortable in like doing that shit. Like I'm not in tune like that. I want to fix my life first, you know, without having to think about, oh my god, I'm failing my country.
Yeah.
Right now my country's failing me.
But you want to find so funny, man. When you check the stats of the people that actually registered to
We're on
vote,
30 seconds.
they're like millions of the youth who still haven't registered to vote. But at the same time, they're the ones that complain the most. Checking the statistics for all the South African citizens that registered to vote.
Sure.
The majority of them, the people that didn't register to vote, is the youth. The funny thing is, when you look at our situation right now as a country, we the youth are the ones that are complaining the most. But we're not registered to vote, so we can do something about our complaints. So in another way, it means we've cut our voice.
Shit, that's crazy. But like, if you look at what's happening in America ever since the gun law thing, when after those school kids were shot, I was scared. I remember that incident sometime last year. Like a lot of kids got involved in like politics, and they're able to like challenge a lot of shit. So that's how I'm like, if taking what you're saying, or like, a lot of kids didn't vote Kahi. That's because here. We are not that in tune with our politics that it makes us so unsure, and you wouldn't want to go into something like not sure.
And I really understand why people are not into it, man. Like the parliament is like a joke. Literally.
It's one-sided.
One-sided.
I hate something that's one-sided, where they say you have freedom of expression and you can take your own decisions as a citizen in South Africa. But
it could be twisted in a way. Like, I'm just trying to be open-minded, right?
Yeah.
Because us as the youth, we're more exposed to like technology, the internet. Or do we feel like we should not take the conventional way of having a voice by voting, but now instead we're relying on what we know, which is like the internet. You know what I'm saying? Are we looking to like spread the message faster, or is it just pure ignorance that, you know what, we don't want to vote, but at the same time
I don't think
we're
it's
still kind?
ignorance. I just feel
it's
like
just about being real with yourself, to be honest. For me, if I would share like sentiments like some people. I'm pretty sure.
Do you think like it would be better if it was that way? Like if there was an internet way of voting?
Nah, that would be worse.
That would be worse.
That way people can hack things. So it being on the internet would be fucked up. It's just like Instagram. I learned this just today. Instagram has bots, something called bots. It's little devices in the dark web that create their own pages and they follow. That's why people have like
1,000 followers.
Oh.
So there's bots now on Instagram that overnight they can decrease your following and increase your followers. If you pay attention to your analysis, you don't have Instagram. So
Oh yeah.
there's
Shit.
that. So
Shit.
they can control how many people see your things. So it's kind of really like weird as fuck. So imagine now
It
people
explains
have to
why some people have. Okay, never mind.
vote. Imagine now when people have to vote on some platform with your phone.
Yeah, they can actually cut a lot of people out from doing it.
Now it will be way more one-sided than anything. Because like somebody who has enough money to buy IT specialists who can create bots or whatever will end up winning whatever voting or whatever. It's pretty scary. But like, I know the world is changing. It might change. So probably in the next couple of years, let's see how these elections go. I'm pretty sure we all know.
Very interesting.
It's gonna be a very tight horse race, I feel like.
Sure.
It's gonna be really tight.
Cause like
It's gonna be very tight.
it was pretty bad. Anyway, what else is on the cards? Cause we haven't been together for a while. There's a lot of shit to cramp in this episode. And then we-
Yeah, you were speaking about Spike Lee won an Oscar. His first Oscar in like 30 years.
Jordan's my boy.
Homie, yeah, the Jordan.
Gold
Custom. Whoa.
Custom. But Spike Lee has always been crazy with the Jordans.
Imagine this, bro.
Uncle
Nigga has
Spike.
been doing movies for 30 years.
And
It's
this
his
is
first Oscar.
But it's like what Drake said at was it BT's? No.
The Grammys. It was like,
It's
yeah.
like it doesn't matter.
The credit doesn't come from the awards.
Exactly.
If you've impacted
If you
people.
have
You've
people
impacted
seeing your
people.
songs or people watching your movies for that long, you wouldn't care. But
Sure.
Spike always wanted to have.
I mean, Pop thing doesn't have a Grammy. Snoop Dogg doesn't have a Grammy.
Yeah, but they're the most influential artists in the world.
And like what was interesting about that,
Cardi B's.
the person that was introducing the nominees and was Samuel L. Jackson, right? And the nigga got his first role from Spike Lee.
Spike
That's
Lee.
why he was like so happy and
happy.
jumped. It was like, yo, dog.
It was a dope moment.
But that movie deserved.
That's one of the Eminem. What about 2018? Like Black Panther and Black Klansman.
Oh
favorite.
my god. Because like it's never been done before.
And it's a true story,
A
man.
black man infiltrates the
Infiltrates the
KKK.
KKK.
First black cop.
That's some Anunnaki shit.
Yo.
Bro. It's like Anunnaki.
I advise people to watch that
Yeah,
movie, man.
really
It's
into
really dope.
movies.
Yeah,
And,
niggas
like,
put me on.
open-minded. I just showed next the trailer, so
Yeah, I
probably
just saw the
watch it.
trailers. It's pretty dope.
It's crazy, and it well-deserved win. Was a well-deserved win.
Yeah.
Like the Oscars are kind of changing because like throughout
They
the
bring in
years,
more black people.
Yeah,
I've
it was
seen
like
that.
really weird because it was like white people on it.
Yeah, there was critics saying the only reason why Spike Lee won that shit is because the Oscars were white. I get the last day they were
So
boycotting.
The thing
Now
is,
they're trying to. And you can't discredit that.
when greatness involves a black person, there always has to be
A
some.
reason.
Do you know what I'm saying? It's
That's
kind of
fucked
weird. I was reading something. Soccer players, like
Sure.
they're complaining about how they treated differently from white soccer players. You know, like even in the media, if
Which country is this?
the UK, in the UK.
English, yeah.
Yeah, English Premier
There
League.
was this article where Raheem Sterling, they said he's very stingy with his money. Like he earns
With his money.
Yeah, with his money. He earns a lot of money, but
Whose money is it, dog?
Exactly.
Now there's a white player, Libona, they've got like the same kind of scandals, but for the white person they glorify it like it's a good thing.
It's a good. So when the
You know
black
what I'm saying?
person
It's a bad thing.
is like meteorized, like
You know what I'm saying? So black people in the UK are meant to be painted out as bad people.
Black
Basically.
people everywhere.
there's a lot of
Everywhere.
racism, bro, in like
Yeah.
UK. especially when Opole were telling me like Magriza didn't want to work overseas because there's a lot of racism like overseas.
And when you get treated, you see how South Africans treat people from other countries.
Sure.
That's basically how you get treated on the other side. Because now you're the foreigner.
Yeah, you're the
foreigner. So now
you're black in a white ass.
You know what I'm saying? So
country.
I'm saying it's just like as a person who's like unlocked to these things, if you pay attention to what's happening in the world, every country, like just consider your role in this whole world. You understand? So Camille away country in Israel knowingly, okay, I'm gonna be treated like a racist.
Sure.
So
I'm just gonna
how do I avoid
it back?
Because like in those countries it's kind of bad because they might end up killing you. So,
yeah, in China,
oh, I read that shit on Twitter.
Yeah, in China,
they have concentration camps.
They killed. Look, imagine there was a black guy dating a Chinese woman, and then like a gang of Chinese guys killed that black person just because.
That has happened a lot of times.
A lot of times, like you get slaughtered for being black.
Just for being black. Nigga, in America, just by walking in the streets being black is like a felony, dog.
Sure.
Because arresting them for no
They're saying the new KKK is white cops in America.
For real.
Basically. Black Klansman relates to now. That's why Spike Lee won an Oscar for that shit. It correlates with now, like what's happening now with the police and the killings. And they say like the American police is like the new KKK. So they're killing black people for no reason.
Yeah. Niggas get shot for walking the streets, bro.
So
always looking suspect and shit.
Yeah,
you're probably gonna get shot.
And
just
that's
for being black.
Like the excuse,
like, you know what I'm saying?
It looked suspicious.
Yeah. Just for being Musa and not Michael. Just for being Musa and not Michael, and your ass gonna get shot.
Sure.
It's just like how
it's crazy.
I don't know how I can say, like old white people in South Africa also still like it's instilled in our minds actually everywhere. You know, you have to undermine the caramel skin. I don't like saying black people.
There's like an image to it.
Yeah, but like,
you know what?
Have you read The Capitalist Name?
I've read.
It's instilled, right? They talk about how our oppressor made sure that we forget what we are about.
And that we should always settle for less.
Yeah.
Sure.
Always, bro.
That's why we as the black people are the most dominant race. And we know humankind comes from Africa, from Egypt and shit.
Sure.
Like but when we grew to like be more of like our supreme beings,
they created like a system to like decolonize us, like
decolonize us.
Hit us inside.
They sold us religion.
They say God
for all the riches.
Sure.
We got religion and I got all the riches. That's why you find in this modern age we have, and it's very sad, but it's a very sad story, right? Like lately, while we're not the church thing up, different kind of churches doing some weird shit. You know what I'm saying?
That's why,
and
especially especially like South Africans, like specifically, how everybody is like so hooked by religion and like going to church and
that's what I want to say.
A godly person, so to say.
I don't know, there's different churches, blah 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 blah. Isn't it funny that the people who go to these churches, it's poor people, bro. And they're the ones that succumb to these things.
And most of them are like,
bring your money, bring your money. Certain things will happen in your life, blah 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 blah. They're all selling us a
business now, man.
It's a business. You know what I'm saying? So are we that brainwashed to think whatever little we have, we should put it into religion and we'll get more? We're never ever gonna get more.
What I've taken from it is that we don't know anything else besides religion. We don't know anything else. Like we crave to follow. So we crave to follow a certain higher power. You know, there is a higher power, but like they put a label to it. They give you a story behind it.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
where
It all comes down to.
That's when it comes in. Like
We're too scared to question. It all comes down to being inquisitive. We're not inquisitive.
Sure.
The capitalist nigga, Babu Guada. It's like, Hana Modifoli produce in Africa. There isn't a hub where food is produced.
You know, Thabo Mbeki introduced
Hey,
that shit.
man.
Like, why shouldn't we produce our own diamonds?
We're not inquisitive because we don't go to places like your Asia,
Sure.
where it's like the technological hub.
Sure.
No one in Africa thinks of, let me go to Asia, see how they actually make those phones, break it down, and then probably take it to my people and try it out.
Sure.
The Chinese, you know what the Chinese did? In the labs.
Yes, it's
In the labs.
You actually read the book.
In the labs,
Look
like in the USA,
excited.
where they make which goes nuclear weapons.
Sure.
Right? The
Chinese person
sent
infiltrated.
their people
Because-
to America. It's like kind of spying on them. and also taking
This is
the
how they
whole
explained
industry.
it. Just like how Americans are dominant in certain markets, in certain careers. Like Jews are like businessmen.
Sure.
Chinese people were the most scientists in the world and have the most scientists in the world. So
The highest
in case to
IQ.
make just in order to make like clean and safe nuclear weapons, they needed Chinese people to make sure it's like, but they never knew that those Chinese scientists are studying their research and taking it back.
So what I was trying to say is, like, it's example about what happens in South Africa. Like Thabo Mbeki introduced a way of us producing our own diamonds, our own gold, because like it's been from Khale, these white people come to like Zimbabwe, South Africa, take our gold,
Extract all the
and then
resources.
produce them that side and send
That's
it back
because
to
we don't know
us.
how to
We
do
don't
it.
know
So,
how.
like,
That's the main. We don't
Thabo
have
Mbeki
that how.
introduced that thing. Like, let's do that. You know what he got back, dog? Like, even one pussy.
Obviously, because the oppressor is not approved.
One toy.
Because we cannot be at the same
Nah,
level
this-
as the oppressor.
Tabai.
Do you get what I'm
This
saying? We're
point-
scared to challenge the oppressor.
Nah, dog.
That's our problem.
Sure.
We're scared to challenge the
You
oppressor.
also becoming like what people would say how you need to be open-minded about it, because considering like majority population in South Africa is like the African man, so a lot of things that happen here are our fault, right?
How?
Because like just like how they say a Jew can take over a cab company, leave it for his sons, but his son is gonna take that cab profit or whatever and still run the cab company at the same time, but then go and open like a grocery shop. He leaves it for his son comes in, he owns the cab company, the grocery shop, but he's like, a lot of people need newspapers, so I have newspaper stands in every street. You put in a $5 and you can get a newspaper back.
All
So
these
But-
saying slavery is a choice.
Yeah, basically.
Oh,
I was about to say so, but I kept quiet. Keep out and
Because he's saying-
I hear where it's going, but think about it. The people that you're
it
talking
goes
about.
back,
my
no,
man,
Luna,
I'm not-
it goes back to saying like how everything that we knew was taken from us.
exactly.
So that's why I'm like, they put a lot of things that are unnecessary in this day and life and gave us the wrong things. So I'm saying, if we take our time to learn, just like they say in the capitalist way, the black people have the most musical
We have the culture, basically.
culture. We make music, we are music.
We dance,
There's a lot of
entertainment shit.
black artists in the world, but nobody has ever taken the time to create a program for, or maybe let's not talk programs, because now the app era is opening up and people can make their own apps. Nobody wanted to make, is there a black person who made a guitar? Record labels are owned by white people, everything, because they were like, okay, sharp, this is what they like, so we're gonna learn the business and know how to like chow them.
Can I say something?
Between.
That's the reason why in February America created Black History Month.
I was watching. Ooh,
That's where they shine light on black people
people,
who've invented things, like who've done great things, but they never get the light. It's not that we don't learn, bro. We don't we don't have the information.
Like that's why
in schools we learn about white people and shit. They don't teach us about it.
We were brainwashed to be scared of the oppressor.
Sure.
We were brainwashed to never challenge the oppressor.
Once a black person challenges the oppressor, it's a different thing.
But it's a reality.
The oppressor thing.
Yeah. It's a reality.
I don't know if it. Are you telling me Donald Trump is not an oppressor? It basically runs. United Nations is like the first like country in the world, right? Like in the UN, yes. That nigga has control over what happens in the world.
1 minute left.
So
I'm gonna show you this video of Vusi Tembakwa, if you know Vusi Tembakwa. The exact same things I was saying. He said, but as much as when somebody attacked him and said, but you're saying slavery is a choice, but no, we don't take our time to learn about it, but we have time to complain.
I don't think that's the choice. I mean, I don't think that's the case. I don't think that's the case, is what I'm trying to say.
Because we have a long way to go. Firstly, it starts in the mind.
A lot of things have to be undone.
If we can't unlearn what they taught us from previous generations, going back.
Sure.
If we can't deal with that in our minds.
I feel like someone who says slavery is a choice had to be next.
Such a sensitive, like not racism, but like the being oppressed and whatever saga. It becomes such a sensitive because we all have different views, but it's just that we're all always gonna have different views. But yeah, this started because of the voting shit. Dog, now that you don't have hair, look, because
yeah, shout out man.
Yo, you do. But you look good, you know. Shout out to my nigga Musa. If you're on SoundCloud, you wouldn't see him. Hit us up on YouTube. With the FreeStyle PodCast.
FreeStyle PodCast.
They told us to
check the handle down here.
Yo, please
check the handle down here. Subscribe.
If you have any input on what we're talking about, just comment. We love it.
Let us know what you think.
One comment.
Yeah, you know, I love y'all motherfuckers, man. Yo, okay. Hey.
What did we forget? Oh yeah. Subscribe.
I think also subscribe.
I think Yo King, we should have our handle down here. We got a Twitter handle down here. You know what I'm saying? Otherwise, is that a wrap?
That's it.
It's lit.